June 20th, 2019. A father in California places a phone call to the Salt Lake City Police Department. His name is Greg Luke. His voice is calm, but something underneath is pulling tight. He asks for a wellness check on his daughter, a 23-year-old college student named Mackenzie. He explains that he has been trying to reach her for a week. He calls from his home in California, hundreds of miles away, because he has no other way to know if she is safe. The dispatcher takes down the information: an address in Salt Lake City, a description, a last known contact. Greg tells her that Mackenzie had just returned to Utah after spending a week at home for a family funeral. Her grandmother had passed away. The family gathered to say goodbye. Mackenzie flew back to Salt Lake City on a late-night flight. Her mother, Diane, received a text from her after the plane landed. The message was simple. 3 words: landed. Love you, Mama. There was nothing unusual about it. No hint of distress. No indication that anything was wrong. Diane saw the text the next morning when she woke up. She replied, but something strange happened. Her message did not deliver as an iMessage. It went through as a standard SMS, a green bubble instead of blue. That meant Mackenzie's phone was offline. Diane did not think much of it at first. People forget to charge their phones. Airports drain batteries. But as the days passed, the silence grew heavier. Greg tried calling, straight to voicemail. Every time. He called again. Voicemail, he texted. No reply. He reached out to her roommates. They had not seen her. He contacted the university. She had not been to class all week. By June 20th, the worry had become something else, something colder. He picked up the phone and called police. The Salt Lake City Police Department takes the call seriously. A young woman missing for days with no contact is a red flag. They send officers to Mackenzie's address. The house is located in a residential neighborhood near the University of Utah. She lives with 2 roommates. One of them lets the police inside. The officers ask questions. When was the last time you saw her? Do you know if she made it back from California? The roommate says that Mackenzie asked him to take care of her cat while she was gone. She told him she was returning to Salt Lake City that week, but did not say exactly when. He assumed she would show up eventually. The officers search the property. They find Mackenzie's car still parked in the driveway. It has not been moved. They look for her suitcase. It is not there. That is a problem. If she never made it home, the suitcase would still be with her. If she made it home, the suitcase would be inside. It is neither. The implication is clear. She never walked through the front door. There are no signs of a struggle, no broken windows, no forced entry. The apartment is tidy, but the absence of her belongings is loud. The officers also check with the university. Mackenzie is enrolled in classes. She is due to submit an online midterm exam by midnight on June 20th. She is not logged into the portal. They check with her employer. She works at a biological testing company. Her coworkers say she never returned to work after the California trip. Her father, Greg, does his own investigation from California. He checks her bank accounts. He and Diane have access because they help her with expenses. There is an unusual transaction from June 10th, an amount of $300. He does not recognize it. She had recently stopped asking for help with tuition and rent. She bought new furniture. Greg does not know where the money came from. The investigation shifts to the airport. Police request surveillance footage from the night of June 17th. They check passenger manifests. Mackenzie's name appears on the flight from Los Angeles. The plane landed at 1:35 in the morning. The CCTV footage confirms she got off the plane. She walks through the terminal. She collects her luggage. The timestamp on the footage shows her leaving the baggage claim area. At 2:40 in the morning, she gets into a Lyft vehicle. The camera captures the moment clearly. She is alone. She appears calm. There is no one waiting for her inside the terminal. She does not meet anyone at the curb. She simply pulls out her phone, requests a ride, and waits. The Lyft driver arrives. She gets in. The car pulls away. Police now have a new question. Where did the Lyft take her? They obtain a search warrant for her Lyft account. The records show a drop-off location. It is not her apartment. It is not a friend's house. It is 16 East Center Street in North Salt Lake, Hatch Park. The drop-off time is 2:59 in the morning. She was in the Lyft for exactly 19 minutes. Police pull up maps of Hatch Park. It is a public park with several buildings nearby. There are no bars, no restaurants, no apartment complexes, nothing that would explain why a young woman would be dropped off there at nearly 3 in the morning. The park is dark at that hour. Streetlights are sparse. The area is mostly residential. Police speak to the Lyft driver. He remembers the ride. He says Mackenzie seemed fine. She was not scared. She was not in distress. He says she was met at the park by someone in another vehicle. A friend, he assumed. The vehicle looked like a Subaru. He says they seemed to know each other. Basic greetings. How are you? How was your trip? Nothing unusual. He drove away. That was the last time anyone saw Mackenzie Lueck. Police now widen the investigation to Mackenzie's known connections. They interview friends, classmates, sorority sisters. One friend tells them something unexpected. Mackenzie had been using dating apps regularly. Tinder was her main platform. But she also used a website called Seeking Arrangement. The site connects sugar babies with sugar daddies, young people looking for financial support, older people looking for companionship or more. Mackenzie had logged into Seeking Arrangement on June 16th, a few hours before her flight back to Salt Lake City. The friend also says Mackenzie had talked about becoming a stripper. She had a job interview lined up at a gentleman's club called Exotic Kitty. Another friend says Mackenzie had been seeing men through Tinder for months. There was one guy she had connected with about 3 weeks before her disappearance. The friend did not know his name. He did not know where he lived. But he knew Mackenzie was excited about him. Greg Lueck, her father, continues his own research. He contacts AT&T for her phone records. The records show something interesting. On June 17th, between 1:50 in the morning and 8 o'clock in the morning, Mackenzie texted one phone number 8 times. The content of those messages is not available through the phone records. Police would need a warrant to get the actual text content, but the timing is precise. She sent those messages after landing and before getting into the Lyft. That number belongs to someone she was communicating with in her final hour. Police also learned that Mackenzie had a previous relationship with someone who ended things in April 2018. That ex-boyfriend tells investigators a strange story. A few weeks after the breakup, Mackenzie sent him a Snapchat video of herself having sex with 2 other people. He blocked her immediately. He says he had no further contact with her after that. The Lyft driver's statement becomes the center of the investigation. He said Mackenzie was met by someone in a Subaru, but none of Mackenzie's friends came forward to say they were that person. The news of her disappearance is widely reported. If a friend had picked her up, they would have called police by now. That means the person in the Subaru is not a friend, or they are hiding something. Police returned to the phone records. They set up a geofence warrant for Hatch Park. A geofence captures every mobile device that enters a specific geographic area during a specific time window. The window is set for June 17th between 2:30 and 3:30 in the morning. 6 devices pinged in that area. One of them belongs to Mackenzie. One belongs to the Lyft driver. The other 4 belong to unknown people. But one of those 4 devices pinged repeatedly in the exact same location as Mackenzie's phone right before hers went offline. Between 2:58 and 2:59 in the morning, 2 devices were side by side. Then Mackenzie's phone powered down or was turned off. The other device left the area. Police traced that device to a man named Ayula Ajayi. He goes by AJ. He is 31 years old. He works in information technology. He lives in a house in Salt Lake City. Police check his records. He has no major criminal convictions. But there are red flags. In March 2018, he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman he met on a dating app. The case did not lead to charges at the time, but the accusation exists. Police also discover that AJ's phone number matches the number Mackenzie texted 8 times on the night of her disappearance. The 8 texts were sent to him. Now police have more than a missing person case. They have a suspect. On June 25th, police make contact with Ayula Ajayi. They do not have enough evidence to arrest him yet, but they have enough for a search warrant. They arrive at his house. He is cooperative at first. His lawyer advises him not to speak. He speaks anyway. He says he wants to clear up a mistake. He tells police he has security cameras on his property. He says his baby mama was with him on the night of June 16th into June 17th. He says her name is Michelle. He does not know her last name. She was 8 months pregnant with his child. They were not together. He claims the security footage will prove he was home all night. Police ask him to hand over the footage. He hesitates. He says he needs to call his lawyer. Police ask him about the seeking arrangement website. He admits he uses it. He says he has PTSD and anxiety. He says he uses the site to find people to talk to. He claims he never meets anyone in person. Police ask him about Mackenzie. He says he does not remember her. Then he says she might have texted him once. He says she sent a question mark. He says he sent her a selfie. She never responded. He says he does not save numbers in his phone. He says he does not know why his phone pinged at Hatch Park. He offers theories. Open Wi-Fi. Someone using his network. A mistake in the data. Police ask for his phones. He refuses. They ask again. He says he needs to call his lawyer. By the end of the conversation, police confiscate his phones anyway. They let him leave. He is not under arrest, but they are watching him. Undercover officers follow him after he leaves the police station. He does not go home. He goes to a grocery store. He goes to the bank inside that store. He buys a pay-as-you-go cell phone, a burner phone. That is not the behavior of an innocent man. Police execute the search warrant on AJ's house. They find multiple knives, a hammer, a gun, dirt and debris on the floor of his car. They find electronics, a router, a Wi-Fi mesh system, computers. All of it is seized for forensic examination. Then they go to the backyard. There is a patch of earth that looks recently disturbed. It is not hidden. It is not covered. It looks like someone dug a hole and filled it back in. Neighbors are interviewed. One neighbor tells police that on June 17th, AJ was burning something in his backyard. The smell was awful. The neighbor says it smelled like gas. Rancid, almost like burning plastic mixed with something else. She told him to call the fire department or she would. He put the fire out, but the neighbor never forgot the smell. Police bring in a canine unit, a dog trained to detect human remains. The dog alerts on the backyard, the patch of earth. Police dig. They do not find a body, but they find something else. Bone fragments, charred tissue, a piece of human scalp with hair still attached. The samples are sent to a lab for DNA testing. The results come back on June 28th. The DNA matches Mackenzie Lueck. She was burned in that backyard. She was buried in that backyard. Then she was dug up and moved. Police check AJ's phone records again. On June 25th, the day after police first questioned him, his phone traveled to Logan Canyon, a remote area popular with hikers. It took him an hour and 20 minutes to drive there. He stayed for several hours. Then he drove back. The same day, he turned off his home security cameras during that time window. He turned them back on when he returned. He was moving the body. On July 3rd, police search Logan Canyon. They find a shallow grave. It is covered with brush. The grave is not deep. An animal could have uncovered it. A hiker could have stumbled on it. Inside the grave is the body of Mackenzie Lueck. Her hands are bound behind her back with zip ties. Her body is partially burned. The autopsy later reveals blunt force trauma to the head. The medical examiner determines the cause of death. A blow to the side of the head. A Jay had choked her first, with his hands, then with a belt. When that did not kill her quickly enough, he struck her. That blow ended her life. The sequence is brutal. It is also premeditated. AJ had turned off his home security cameras before leaving to meet Mackenzie. He kept cameras in his house to record his sexual encounters, but he turned them off that night. He did not want evidence. He also tried to give away a mattress on a resale website. The mattress he likely killed her on. A woman took the mattress for free. She later saw AJ on the news and recognized him as the man who gave it to her. Police also recovered items from the Jordan River. Mackenzie's student ID from the University of Utah. Her bra. Burn marks on the fabric. He had tried to destroy her belongings the same way he tried to destroy her body, but he left traces everywhere. The phone records, the geofence, the backyard, the neighbor who smelled the fire, the burner phone, the trip to Logan Canyon. A Jay worked in IT. He understood digital evidence, but he made mistake after mistake. His arrogance or his panic kept him from covering his tracks completely. On October 7, 2020, Ayoola Ajayi pleads guilty to first-degree aggravated murder and third-degree desecration of a human body. He stands before a judge. The prosecutor reads the facts of the case: the zip ties, the choking, the blow to the head, the fire in the backyard, not the shallow grave, the move to Logan Canyon. Ajay listens. He does not react. The judge asks him if he is entering his guilty plea of his own free will. He says yes. The plea agreement removes the death penalty from consideration. In exchange for his guilty plea, AJ will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. He will never leave. The families of his victims watch from the gallery. Greg Lueck, her father, speaks after the sentencing. He says his daughter was a sweet, amazing young lady with the world ahead of her. He says she was kind-hearted. She cared about others. He says he will never see her blossom in life. Diane Lueck, her mother, reads a statement directly to AJ. She says her life has been changed because of his selfish, premeditated decision. She says instead of planning her daughter's graduation party, she planned her memorial. She says it feels like a nightmare she cannot wake up from. But it is reality. AJ is also sentenced for a separate crime. In March 2018, he assaulted a woman he met on Tinder. That woman came forward after AJ's name was released in connection with Mackenzie's death. He pleads guilty to kidnapping and assault in that case. He receives an additional 1 to 15 years. It does not matter. He is already serving life. The house where AJ killed Mackenzie Lueck goes up for sale. The listing describes it as an investment opportunity. The cutest house on the block. The price is $349,000. The realtor declines to comment. Neighbors say they look at the house differently now. There is a black mark in their minds when they see it, a reminder that something horrible happened there. One neighbor hopes the next owner brings new life and positive energy. But the house cannot be erased from the story. A contractor who visited the house before the murder speaks to reporters. He says AJ wanted to build a soundproof room in the basement with a fingerprint lock and hooks on the concrete walls. AJ told the contractor his girlfriend was coming to town. He said she was a Mormon girl who did not know he drank alcohol. He said he needed to hide her drinks. The contractor did not believe him. He refused the job. He told his nephew it was weird. They got in the truck and drove away. He says he is shaking when he watches the news. His heart is pounding. He says he feels sorry for that girl. Mackenzie's friends hold a vigil. They light candles. They cry. They say they still feel like they can call her and she will answer. They say they did not get to say goodbye. A friend says this person stole their friend from them. Closure may never come. The prosecutor says AJ killed Mackenzie simply to know what it felt like. Murder for murder's sake. There is no explanation that will satisfy. There is no reason that makes sense. She was 2 semesters away from graduation. She wanted to be a nurse. She wanted to help people. On June 17, 2019, she got off a plane. She texted her mother. She got into a Lyft. And then she got into the wrong car. She was 23 years old.